Hey, we're live.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be presenting today about CoSpaces and creating lessons that come to life. What CoSpaces is, it's a virtual reality platform that allows students to create their own virtual and augmented reality worlds. My name is Sarah Grack. I am a K-8 technology teacher at St. John's Lutheran School in Orange, California. And that is my email right there if you have any questions or ever want to reach out to me. I love collaborating with other educators. I'm on Facebook as well. My background is that I was a teacher, a kindergarten teacher to begin with, and then I took 9 years off to be a stay-at-home mom with my 3 boys, who are now 16 and 13 and 10. And then I went back in and taught 3rd grade, and then the last 2 years I have moved into the role of technology teacher. So yes, I teach kindergartners, and yes, I teach 8th graders, so quite a difference in their levels. So anyhow, what are our goals for today? First of all, I want you to discover new ways to utilize CoSpaces in your grades K-8 classroom, and hopefully you will take one idea home to try next year that connects to your curriculum and standards. I'm a firm believer that whatever I do with my students in technology needs to directly connect with the curriculum and the standards that they're already learning in their classroom. So why in the world would you want to use CoSpaces? First, with CoSpaces, you're really reaching those higher levels of the Bloom's technology, so they're really using those higher level thinking skills like creating and collaborating and just being able to go above and beyond what a paper and pencil activity will give them. Also, if you're familiar with the SAMR model, it allows you to do the model redefinition, because where tech allows for the creation of new tasks previously inconceivable, there is no way your students could do this without this, without a platform like this. Also, most importantly, education, it needs to be fun, and that's what CoSpaces is. The students really do enjoy doing these projects. So before starting, I would like you to consider the CoSpaces questions. What devices will you use? iPads, PC, MacBook, any of that works, Chromebooks. How does this lesson connect to the students' learning curriculum, and what connection does the lesson have to those state standards that you need to follow? So, you may not believe me, but CoSpaces can be used with kindergarten and 1st graders, especially on iPads or even on your PCs. Because in order to utilize the gallery that they give you in CoSpaces already, you do not need a login. And I'm a firm believer that kindergartners and 1st graders, if we don't need to log in, it will save me a bunch of time. So anyhow, so one of the gallery items that is on CoSpaces is called the farm, and I thought, wow, or there's a zoo, or there's a penguins one as well. But I thought, what a great idea, just to get the students involved in virtual reality. Give them an iPad, or let them, move around. If you have those devices where you can move around, and wow, I put some rules in place, such as you need to stay in one spot. You cannot go wandering around the room, but you may turn in circles to go look at this world. And some ideas I thought would be really cool is, okay, there's some cows in there. How many cows do you see? So they have to go in and count. Or, talk about setting, because, what is the setting? What do you see in the setting? What's the weather like in the setting? When do you think this picture was taken? And also, why not write a class story about this farm? And maybe even, add, if you have the ability, add more to it. So, but I believe kindergartners and 1st graders can do this. I do teach kindergarten and 1st grade every week, and so I do believe they can do this. Now moving on to 2nd grade and 3rd grade, I think by this point in time, my 2nd and 3rd graders, they can log in. And one of the ideas that I had was to do animals and habitats. What we do with 2nd grade specifically is I have them go through the process of researching an animal, and of their picking. Cannot be a farm animal, or has to be a wild animal. Then after they research it, they actually drew a 3D image of it, and I was able to take they drew an image, and then I was able to, I taught them how to draw a 3D image, and then they took that image, and I was able to print the 3D image. Now, in the past, what I would do is then put that 3D image in a paper habitat that they created. But I thought, why not use CoSpaces? Because you can drop in that STL file. So, and then start by creating that habitat that then they can send their friends into virtually. So, you know, what I would add, I'd give them simple directions, you know, give them the environment the animal would live in, add in 2 extra animals that would live in that environment, so they do need, or in that habitat, and then, you know, add some props in. And then at the very end, I probably would add in their voice, talking about, you know, 30 seconds about what the animal, you know, what give the, like, as if saying, like, hi, I'm a tiger, and I live in the jungle, and I eat other animals, and those kind of things. I'd have them talk like that. I've done that before with Chatterpix, but I thought, wow, this gives it just another level of thinking and communication. So next, I am definitely going to do this with my 4th or 5th graders this year. One of the things that they have in their resource in the gallery is the All About Me board. And I am going to have my students copy that, and this is the beginning of the school activity I'm going to do right away. So I'm going to use that template, and then I'm going to have them actually go in and edit the template to fit them. And be able to, so that we can then go on a virtual tour of all of our friends and learn a little bit more about them. And I love that, you know, you can put QR codes around to share it, or even, I mean, I don't know when your open house night is, but I mean, unfortunately ours is like the first week, so we can't do it, but what a great way. Have the parents come in and like, okay, here, look at the QR code, and go actually see your students, you know, virtual reality world that they created about themselves. So in 6th and 7th grade, they're learning about, you know, biology and cells and those type of things. And one of the projects that I collaborated with our science teacher was that we, instead of just learning about the basic shapes of a cell, of a plant cell, they had to create a virtual world of that plant cell using a city as their model. So this is, I'm going to show you the video. So the student had to explain the different parts of the city that represented the different parts of a plant cell. Oops. Go back. I don't know if there's any sound or not. No? Okay. So anyway, well, you can see the, you can kind of see what they did. They had to put in different elements, like, I don't know if you know what the wall is, what the wall represents. It's the cell wall. And then, like, you know, the power plant, I think, is the, I can't remember if that's, what? Mitochondria, that's what I was going to say. So he showed a different, you know, and then there's guards at the door, and so this is a whole world, and then they had to explain it. That's what the video is showing you, the different parts of it, and had to go around and explain all what did the police car, who's the security in the plant cell, and those type of things. So that was the plant cell. And then lastly, this is 8th grade. 8th grade does U.S. history. And one of the things they cover is the Civil War. And what you can do in CoSpaces is you create a representation of a Civil War battlefield. You could do a Revolutionary War battlefield. But again, allowing the students, instead of studying each of the different battles of the Civil War, why not have the students teach other students about the different battles? And so Also, this is a really, if you ever want Civil War battles, this is a 360 type view of the battlefields as well, and it's a great place to send students to research the Civil War battlefields. So I'm going to click on the video just so you can kind of see. You won't hear the sound, but I'll go back. And a couple of things they added, was who was the general, how many people, the people lying down represent the people that were killed, and the people that are on their knees represent the ones that are wounded. This is, I'm not exactly sure what battle this was, but there's so many of them, but it was at Fort Wagner, and it kind of shows, there, you can tell there was water next to it, and also, there's the fort, and then, the blockade and those things that are the little entrenchment that they had to go over. So it just kind of was another way of representing a battlefield. And so you can do that in CoSpaces, and now I think you can even make things like the cannons and stuff glow and those type of things, which and also code some of the people to do different things, which a couple of years ago, which is where this is from, that you couldn't do that. So it's really exciting to see what else we can do with it. So, any questions for me? There is, you can try it out for free, but there is a subscription. I believe it's $3.50 per student, and starting with 30. I've done things like shared logins and stuff like that, but there is a subscription which opens up so much more to the students. It allows them, I remember when we did this was before the EDU came out. This was just plain old CoSpaces, and the frustration was we can only buy one cannon, because you had to buy things, and they're like, we can only buy one cannon. So this is so much better for our students that now that they allow the subscription and allow you to just do so many more things. And I think, as a tech teacher who has to watch budget, I think it's really worth the money. What?
Slideshow available here outside of?
I can make it available, honestly. I'll have to tinker with it, but yes, I will. You know what? If you email me at my email, I will send you the link, and I will open it up to you. Yeah. I can go back to that slide with my email on it.
Sarah.
Yes.
Tell them about the community.
What?
Facebook community.
Oh,
and a recording.
Yes, I will. So there is a Facebook community out there. CoSpaces. It's just search CoSpaces. That's why I'm here today, is because of the CoSpaces community, and lots of ideas, and it's growing. So that's what's awesome, is that that's how I'm here. This is one of the first presentations I've really given at ISTE, and so it's really a neat organization, and I'm very impressed by what CoSpaces has allowed us to do in the classroom. So, but let me go back to the first slide number 1. And there you go. That's my email address, and it is my summer. I will check it all summer long. So yeah, if you want a link, I'll just send it to you. So yeah. It is both. It's a drag and drop, so that they can just click on the bottom. There's a little library on the bottom. They can just kind of click and drag and drop, and then move it around and shape it and go size. You can change colors. You can, but then also if you want to, you can add the coding aspect to it, but you don't have to. So, and it's block. You can choose. I think there's Blockly or Java coding, but you can just choose. Yeah.
So can you put that stuff on here? Okay.
Well, the coding is the motion. Yeah. So making things move. I haven't done a whole lot with that because, like I said, it's a pretty new platform, and yeah. Thank you. I'll be here. So if you have any more